All right. Well, good afternoon and welcome. So we're going to be talking today about felt leadership. And we're going to talk about a few different elements. The first one we're going to talk about is caring leadership. We're going to talk ultimately about our journey to injury-free. And then lastly, we're going to talk about felt leadership in general, and then the felt leadership process specifically. First of all, I wanted to thank John for his help with the PowerPoint and this particular document right here, which we're calling our Safe Home. So John's really helped me out in the last day and a half or so and really turned my lifeless PowerPoint into something that we can hopefully all enjoy today. But anyway, this Maracay Safe Home, like any good home, we need to start with what? A good home needs to be built on a good firm foundation. So a couple of different elements here within the foundation itself. We care for each other. So obviously, our company, one of our company core values. And then the notion or the principle that we believe that all injuries are preventable. And that's really the thread that's going to carry us through here today, is this, the vision of where we're heading and then ultimately towards injury-free. So I've listed out several elements here that, that I think make up this strategy and this ultimately supporting this culture of caring. And what we're doing with culture of caring is really pushing beyond what standard thinking is. I mean, just think about, the industry, even where the industry is today versus, where maybe our industry as a whole was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And then think about it a little more specifically, maybe Maracay in our current industry compared to others, right? So we're typically pushing beyond current thinking. And really what culture of caring and heading for injury-free, it's a self-replicating culture. So I've used the example before of like John and I, right? I mean, these knuckle-dragging Cro-Magnon guys that have been, in the industry forever and, worked in the industry. And just using John and I as an example, right? We could probably all, Al's probably part knuckle-dragger too. But we, grew up in the industry, but, look where we've been and look where we came. And now here we are as, leaders, leading our industry to a different place. So it is possible. Just a quick show of hands. Has anybody read the book Safety 24/7? Okay, so 3 or 4 of us. If you haven't, I highly recommend it, because it's really, when it gets right down to that's what the felt leadership process is about. It's about making, positive contacts with folks in the field and changing their behaviors and really getting to this culture, the culture of caring, and everything leading to this injury-free type environment. So, leader or follower, which one are you? So, are leaders created? Are leaders born, or are they created? Any thoughts?
Created.
Both?
Yeah.
Both. Probably a little of both, but I think more created. Leadership, in my opinion, is a learned skill. The more you lead, the more experience you get, and that ends up breeding confidence. So caring leadership, we've already touched on some of these, but it's our responsibility and it's our duty. So we talk about this in our Good to Go program, right? So, we talked in the beginning about, our culture of caring, we care for each other. And, I care for everybody in this room. I care for everybody that comes onto our job site and I feel responsible. That was one of the pillars in the safety house, was accountability, team accountability, leadership. So I care for everybody out there, and that's different, right? I mean, we talked about that in Good to Go. It's not necessarily the same brand of caring that you might have for a family member, but it's still, you know, it is ultimately, you know, this isn't a compliance-based program that we're talking about here. This is doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Yep. So we're going to talk about some of the different elements of caring leadership. And the first one is being genuine. And elements could also be attributes. What are the attributes of a caring leader? So genuine. Caring leaders are credible, consistent, open, honest, trustworthy, right? So there's a lot of adjectives that go along with, you know, a lot of our core values. They spend time interacting. So let me ask you this. When is a good time to have a good relationship with somebody?
From the beginning.
From the beginning, before you have a problem, right? And we've preached this, you know, all along for just issue resolution, not even just on the safety context, but just having good quality relationships with our constituents, either our peers that we work with, or our leader, or the folks that are in the field that are actually doing the work on the homes. The time to have a good relationship is at the start. And you build a little bit of, you know, use the word credibility with them. And then it goes on to say, you know, build rapport. So again, that's all part of this getting to know somebody process. Personal relationships. You know, well, what's an appropriate, you know, personal relationship? I mean, I'll let you decide, but, you know, in some cases it might be knowing, you know, or in most cases, I believe it's knowing people on a first name basis. And you know, this is not so hard to do within a company of our size. So, you know, maybe intervening with somebody outside of your department, that's, I mean, at least we know everybody within our company. But when you take it out to the field level, it's a little tougher, you know, folks come and go. But if there's ever a possibility and you can get on a first name basis with somebody, well, that's really the start. And then in many cases, it can go beyond that. If, you know, if it's the smaller type of organization, your direct reports, or, you know, just an appropriate personal relationship. Again, it's all based on caring. Okay. So elements demonstrate. So caring leaders always demonstrate the standards and behaviors that they expect. Caring on and off the job. Here's another where I get to share a Jeff or John story. So another thing that I think is maybe not cool, but has been kind of telling is to now, you know, that we have this culture, and, you know, I mentioned before about, you know, even where I came in my journey, safety leadership, where I now see myself within my own, you know, personal life. And, you know, John and I have had to come in and tell stories on ourselves, right, about where we made a poor decision, you know, standing on the top of a chair to, you know, hang a plant or something. And when you're on top and you're just about ready to hook it, you're like, is that my kids watching me? You know, stand on this chair right now? Yeah, it is. Right. So we have to come in and tell that story. And but anyway, that's caring on and off the job. And leader, you know, it says role model, but in my opinion, leaders should always model the way, be the example. And then ultimately, always personally intervene when unsafe conditions or behaviors are observed. So this is courage to intervene, right? It's not walking past that situation that's happening, whether it be an upset condition or whether it just simply be some observation or some coaching opportunity. Where we're really pushing this, so this is talking on the basis of leadership, but ultimately where we're pushing